Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We have another major event to discuss. On 18th of June this year, Uranus is changing sign. This is according to the Sidereal astrology. As you know, Sidereal astrology is astronomical. This is the astrology of the ancients. It means that when you look at the sky, literally what you see is the same what you will see in the horoscope. So this is the Sidereal astrology. Sidereal literally means starry. So this is the astrology of the Babylonians. This is also the astrology of the Vedic Hindus and so. So, of course, in the ancient astronomy, by the way, astrology came before astronomy, and they are one thing in the ancient notion. So, of course, we don't have direct connection with the three trans-Saturnine planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, but we have all reasons to know, to think that the ancients knew about these three planets, and they had specific reasons to not include them in their astrological readings, but they did in different ways. So we'll be speaking about Uranus and his major impact on us. Before I tell you more about his energy and what I think that he will bring to the world after 18th of June, let's see a little bit, just very, very briefly on the power of his impact. First of all, you can imagine that the hierarchy and the power of the planets to a very large degree depends on their positions on the sky. And you see the celestial spheres, it is how the planets are positioned, according to us, the spheres of the planets. So we have the 7 spheres of the planets, and we have the moon, you have Mercury, you have Venus, you have the sun, then you have the sphere of Mars, then you have the sphere of Jupiter, then you have the sphere of Saturn, then you have the sphere of the zodiacal belt, the fixed stars, and after that you have the 3 trans-Saturnine. Trans-Saturnine is beyond Saturnine planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. So the higher they are positioned in the solar system, the higher their hierarchy, means the higher their impact, the higher their seat, the higher their throne in the cosmos, on the sky, means the higher their impact, and more global is the impact. So always when we speak about Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, we speak about, on first level, before we look at our personal horoscopes, first we look at the world horoscope, global, at large. Yes, of course, Uranus will influence our horoscopes. And I will remind to you, in 2017, I think, yes, it was April, when Uranus entered Aries. He's still in Aries now as we speak. He entered Aries, and most of you will relate how immediately Uranus imposed changes in your lives. Depends, of course, on which house he entered for you. Let's say this was on your ascendant, then the impact will be such, or he entered your 9th house, the impact will be others, and so on. But certainly you experienced the changes he brought you. You experienced his energies, and immediately he didn't wait. This is the energy of Uranus. So, saying this, of course, you easily can calculate. He stays 7 years roughly in one sign. So, from 2017 of April until June of 2024, roughly we calculate 7 years of Uranus in Aries. We can go back, we can revisit our lives, we can revisit the collective to see what happened after Uranus entered Aries. And now he's entering Taurus. And I don't think that we know enough about Uranus. I will tell you honestly that before 2017, I would deny the influence and the presence of the three trans-Saturnian planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, simply because I rather stick to the ancient approach to astrology. And I was thinking, since the ancients do not use Uranus, Neptune, Pluto in their horoscopes, I would do the same. I will not apply them. This was major mistake, because suddenly after 2017 I started applying the impact on Uranus on people's horoscopes, and the results were amazing, because you see his major role. And also maybe this is what he brought to me, to pay more attention to his unique, giant, high, dignified presence in our lives. So to understand his influence and what he will mean, we need to see mythology. Nothing else. You have no other sources of information. Of course, research the astronomical, you research how he's laying on the ecliptic, almost, horizontal. He lies in a very special way on the ecliptic, very unusual. You can research all this. You can see that his size is almost equal the size of Neptune. Yes, brilliant, very interesting information. But the depth of his character, the depth of his energy, we get only through the mythology. So let's go to Babylon, to the Sumerian times. Uranus was god Anu. And as you will see in the later mythological stories, always he is the god of the cosmos, of the sky. God Anu ruling the sky. They even called him the sky god, Anu. He is represented by something which is like a star. And he also is, his name was literally looked as if it is a star. He is the highest god, again, because of his high position in the hierarchy, as I told you. And he actually was believed that he threw his seeds on the mountain after the world was created and after the cosmos and the earth key were separated. And from this separation, many nations started. He's the reason behind the offspring of many nations, including the modern, I say modern because it's modern to discuss the Anunnakis, these giants, Anunnakis. So the Anunnakis are also children of Anu. He is so important that in the ancient world, he would rule the first month of the year, the lunar month Nisan, and also the last. And he is also very masculine energy, and also he is related to Ki. So his wife is Ki. This is earth. So together, and you will see this later in the mythological stories, Ki, the earth, and Anu form the cosmos. They are one. So you see, I emphasize on this because his role is, we did not really, it's like underestimated. His role is underestimated. So he is the one who is believed, according to the Babylonians, to be ruling the people's destinies. Also, on the sky, the Babylonians would separate the sky into three main celestial paths: the path of Anu, the path of Enlil, and the path of Ea, which are actually his children. The path of Anu is the middle path. It is another story how we use the path of Anu, Enlil, and Ea. Yes, it can be used to read personal horoscopes, but basically these three celestial paths, they have the ideal positions of the celestial of the planets and the stars, and based on when and where on which path certain planet appears for the first time, we can predict the future, we can predict how this planet will influence certain regions of the world, and so on. So this is about, the Anu from the opinion of the Babylonians. Later on, we have, of course, Uranus. Anu. Basically, you will see so many similarities. We will be not very much into the Greek and mythology, but again, Gaia. His wife is Gaia. Gaia is again associated with the word with the earth. So he is again described as the god of heaven, sky, but air as well. So he's a symbol of the masculinity. So he had many children with Gaia, and they were titans, and he hated them tremendously, and he locked them in the Tartar, which is the underground hell, maybe. So one of his children was Kronos, which is Saturn. And because he was so evil with his children, and why was he so evil with his children? Because he was afraid that some of his children may take over his throne. So Gaia created, how you say this in English? 1 second. Yes, sickle. Sorry, sickle. I had to check the word. So she made a sickle, and she gave this to Kronos, because only Kronos dared really to actually to castrate. Sorry, I was not sure. So only Kronos, which is Saturn, one of his children, one of the titans, dared to castrate with this sickle, which Gaia created. So only he dared to castrate Uranus. So this is, see, and then his seed was spread in the ocean. Many cultures and nations arose, including Aphrodite, one of the energies of Venus. So later on, the story continues actually, and after Kronos took the throne, he was as evil as his father was, and the same continued, but this time with Zeus, which is the energy of Jupiter. But here the importance is about the energy of Uranus, the powerful energy of Uranus, and his rulership and his position high on the throne of the sky. And if you see the Babylonian cosmology, if we draw the Babylonian cosmology, you will see how the throne of Anu is put just above everybody. The Babylonian cosmology, of course, I tell you, looks to me like a flat earth cosmology. Of course, what I'm telling you and the position of the celestial spheres applies to both, to the cube, to the cube. to the round earth, theory, and also to the flat earth theory. But my belief is that the Babylonian, based on the description of the celestial spheres, is that the Babylonian cosmology is flat earth cosmology, but this is a totally different conversation. And then even more interesting is the story of the Hittites, which is actually a very ancient culture, following the culture of the Babylonians. Very similar thing. Here the names are slightly changed, I will tell you. So the sky god Anu rules the cosmos also, and actually he's overthrown by his cupbearer Kumarbi, which is, again, we're talking about Kronos, who bited off his genitals. So, but one of them, the storm god Teshap, which is the energy of Zeus, gets away and eventually overthrows him in turn. So we have the repetition of the Greek mythological story. So you see this parallel of Uranus, who is forming the cosmos together with Gaia. You will see in the Greek mythology. Later, you see it in the Roman mythology. So Uranus is major, and he's the cosmos, and together with Gaia, they form the whole, and he is fathering the nations, and also Venus as Aphrodite. So this is major, and this only shows how his role on the collective, on Earth, and also on the on each of one of our horoscopes is major. Now, interestingly, of course, we need to think whether Uranus, who was castrated by the sickle which Gaia, his wife, gave to her son Kronos, whether they're really enemies. I tell you no. Because what we consider as bad, good and bad doesn't really have the same manifestation on a larger scale. From spiritual perspective, we need to look really differently at good and bad, because I think on the sky, everything is in perfect harmony. And if planet as Uranus or Saturn are here to teach us wisdom, this is not bad. It is up to us how we perceive these energies. Are we ready really to understand them? These are teachers who enter our lives to give us lessons, to help us on the evolutionary paths of our souls. So this is the thing. So this was just briefly about the stories. If you look, of course, at the Roman story, very similar, very briefly. So Uranus is called, what was his name? Celes, and again, Gaia, the earth, was his wife, and they created these 12 titans and 3 cyclops, and the story is basically almost the same as the Greek mythological story, only the names are different. So, saying this, what to expect from Uranus in Taurus? Now straight to the point. 7 years of Uranus in Taurus. Yes, almost from the beginning, he is passing through what everyone wants to hear about, and I will make especially second video only on this. Almost immediately, he is going to make conjunction with Algol. And this is a star which is, what to tell you, you can hear all these stories about the star Algol, and I think we have to make deep analysis also on Algol. But yes, from the very beginning of his entrance in Taurus, Uranus will be conjoining Algol. I forgot to tell you something. Uranus is the diurnal planet, considered to be the diurnal planet most probably, and also we surprisingly, for some reason, if we really take the energy and the incarnation of God Anu, we can not immediately relate him with Aquarius, because he's more related, according to the Babylonians, with Cancer and the Hyades. What are the Hyades? The stars, which are forming the head of the celestial Taurus, the celestial bull. So like I told you, the ancients would use these energies of Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto in very different celestial manner. So yes, and Uranus also, when entering Taurus, imagine he's entering a major axis. This is the axis of Taurus and Scorpio, and this is axis which is axis of power, axis of money, because I will remind to you that in Taurus, in Scorpio, in Aquarius, in Leo, we have the 4 royal stars which are forming the cross on the sky. And this cross you can take from so many sides: the cross of the Christian cross, the 4 animals, 4 archangels, 4 forever. Very esoteric, very occult meaning has the cross, and Uranus is entering this major position. Whether he's dignified enough in Taurus, no, he's not. He's not in highly dignified. Most probably he's peregrine, meaning he does not have specific rulership dignities over Taurus, but nevertheless, because of his very high hierarchical position, his throne on the sky, Uranus actually can easily, even without having very dignified rulership position in Taurus, he will be absolutely able to make the changes that he's meant to fulfill from divine perspective. Divine. He comes from very high. The big change, Lord of change, the Lord of cosmos and earth is coming to the earth sign Taurus. And remember, together with earth, he's forming one. So they are not enemies. Doesn't matter that she felt that her son Kronos needs to castrate him with the sickle which she gave him. I don't think that they're enemies. No, they're not. I think that now Uranus will enter on 18th of June, and for the next 70 years, major changes will take place. What are they? First of all, what is Taurus representing? Yes, obviously, one of these 4 major points because of the royal stars. Taurus is the sign of money immediately, the natural ruler of the 2nd house of the zodiac, the house of Venus, and also the house of the family roots. And Taurus is also, Taurus is also representing the Taurus, the course on land, on earth, the course, what, because this is what Taurus is. Also, if we depart from the fact that Uranus is ruling the Hyades on the sky, the constellation, which is basically the head of the bull, then he's somehow related, and I will not be exactly right that he's completely, that he doesn't have any dignities in Taurus. Most probably he has. Even if he doesn't, I told you his hierarchy is so high, he will be like these very highly dignified guests which enter your house, for example. Like the mayor, the burgomaster is coming and entering your house. How he will operate. Here comes a small detail which I consider to be benevolent. Before the entrance of Uranus into Taurus, Jupiter will enter as well. And I think this was 4 of April when Jupiter will enter Taurus. Yes, Jupiter is peregrine in Taurus, meaning he doesn't have major rulership, major function too. And the hierarchy of Jupiter is a little bit under the hierarchy of Uranus. But Jupiter has this lofty, gorgeous, giant, soft, beautiful, abundant energy of good. Just good is enough to say when we speak about Jupiter. So Jupiter will be in Taurus and he will be followed by Uranus. To me, this means that Jupiter will be creating this softening atmosphere for Uranus to feel well in Taurus and not to be very sharp on us. So this is a very important point. Jupiter will stay 1 year in Taurus, 1 year, which is good because during this 1 year, it is like we will be getting accustomed to the energy of Uranus. I will tell you, if there is no Jupiter in Taurus, at the moment of the entrance of Uranus in Taurus, you can't imagine how sharp and sudden the change that Uranus will bring can be. It's like imagine somebody opening the door, you want to propose him coffee, he says no, no time for coffee. This is how it is with Uranus. So we know that Taurus is ruling, the money, he's ruling family roots, he's ruling the goose, the bull he's ruling, and also Uranus with his major powers is ruling the cosmos. Of the Babylonians, he's ruling the destinies. This is big. He is entering. When he enters, at the same moment, his Titan, Sun, Kronos, Saturn will be in Aquarius. Guess what? They are forming a square. This square is not exact. Thanks God. It's not exact, but there is a square. It's like a small, stressful entrance. It's like a little bit of he's entering and he sees that from somewhere, Kronos is watching, Saturn, or Ninurta of the Babylonians. So it will be interesting. What will he change? When we say Taurus, we say money, financial system, giant. It will be giant, big change. We know already, we spoke hundreds of times and we see it on the news and I'm not telling you anything new. That's true. But it will be like we speak, but it will be happening like big financial changes when Uranus enters. Whether they will be benevolent, they will be drastic. Another page of the finances of the world. Benevolent, everything is benevolent in the end. Everything is good in the end. In the beginning, everything has high perspective. And I learned the lesson recently more and more. I'm learning this lesson that we should not really look and measure things in this is good, this is good and bad, because everything has a higher purpose and perspective. So it will be major. Secondly, of course, there will be some, I believe, drastic, unpleasant, even evil influences which may have to do with impact on food, because Taurus ruling the second house is also ruling food. If we people do not really grab the high energy of Uranus, which is this high spirituality, the highest vibrations, the gorgeous high, the throne-like vibrations of the cosmos, this would mean that the food will be poisoned, the food will get some new ingredients, the food will be connected to artificial intelligence, to chemicals and whatnot. I'm also worried that some of the cattle can be destroyed because Uranus is in the lower manifestation of his vibrations. It can be very low, very drastic, very bad, very evil. You saw he didn't even care when he closed his children, the Titans, in Tartar, which is basically hell. That's why how it goes, I will tell you. I'm sure that nothing is set on stone. We see the possibilities, and we really have to somehow, resist the low energies of such major manifestations, because we can connect with the beautiful energies of Uranus, which are what? Let me tell you. Remember, he rules the cosmos. He's pairing with the land, with Gaia, with Earth. So any connection with Earth, planting, farming, any connection with the cosmos, astrology, observing the sky, even not through astrology, just observe the sky, connect. You can't imagine what the feeling is early in the morning to observe the sky, very early. I cannot describe how beautiful this is. And this is Uranus. You know, he's above all of them, above the celestial spheres. And you may find this funny, but Uranus is kind with astrologers. So we need to make him kind to us. So connect with the cosmos, connect with Earth, because Uranus actually cannot exist alone. Remember, in all mythological story, I don't know the Hindu story. I wish to research the Hindu mythology, but I just read a small note that also there, Uranus has his name, and he is also related to Earth. Maybe people, ladies and gentlemen, if you know the Hindu myth, I will be very thankful if you share it with us. So this is the thing. He cannot exist without Gaia. He cannot exist without the Earth. So meditate, connect with Earth, connect with your ancestors, connect with the nature, connect with the sky, and Uranus will not be harmful for you. Artificial intelligence, the new technologies, when they don't serve humanity for good, these are the low vibrations of Uranus. And we have the power to deny, to say no, and to do what we want. We can also use his sharp, good, masculine energy and use it in a very beneficial way for us to enhance our willpower and just say no. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope this was useful. I love this energy. I'm not afraid from Uranus entering Taurus. I know that my expectation of his entrance into Taurus made me grow my farm. Now I have chicken crop. I have 15 chickens and one rooster. You can't imagine how happy I am with them. They're really, really, really fun. So this is my personal remedy for the Uranus entering Taurus. Grow your own gardens. Take your own animals, grow your food. And this is, I believe, very good manifestation of the energies of Uranus into Taurus, because Taurus is food, he's the land. Taurus is also money. And when we are taking care and we're independent, having our own farms, then the financial financial manifestation of his energy will not be malefic for us. So I hope this was useful and all the best. My next video will be about Uranus conjoining Algol. This is major, deserves special attention. Bye bye.